good to know you have families around you can count on. That's us, Brown Funeral Home. Since 1880, our family has stood with other families through the hardest of times. So when you're looking for peace of mind, let our family help your family. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
We have the tools, we have the talent. It's Miller time.
It's Miller time on Talk Radio WRNR. A look at local sports with the play-by-play voice of local sports, Matt Miller.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into Miller Time for this Monday, November 26th. Good to be back with you after taking a little bit of time off for the Thanksgiving holiday. Plenty to talk about as we look back through the extended weekend in high school playoff football. Some big college football games, some big NFL games as well. College basketball that we can talk about. Plenty to go around on this 1 hour edition as we are with you from 5 to 6 o'clock this evening. Then tonight at 7:30, it's Monday Night Football. The Tennessee Titans visiting the Houston Texans. Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. Matt, how you doing?
Good. How about you? How's your holiday?
Very nice. Very nice. It was a good break, good time with family, plenty of things to be thankful for, including that good time together and certainly good food to eat.
Always good food.
Except for your oysters.
Did you enjoy your white meat turkey, you weirdo?
I did, but I smothered it in gravy.
Well, you have to smuggle it in gravy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just what you do. You need to smuggle it in gravy. You're eating white meat. It's dry. There's no flavor.
Listen up there, dark meat guy. You can have it. We've said before, we could sit down and eat a chicken or a turkey together, and the whole bird gets gone, and we both get our fill. It's good stuff. I like my stuffing and my turkey in the same little compartment on my styrofoam plate that we use Thanksgiving Day, and then a little gravy smothering those. Here's one, though. Do you have sauerkraut
My mom does.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we do sauerkraut.
Do you put some kind of pork in it? We'll either have pork or my favorite, and this is what we have usually, is the hot dogs. You take a hot dog and slice it up so that you get some decent-sized chunks.
See, what we do is we do a turkey.
Okay.
We do a big, I think this year is a 24-pound turkey.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It's a big bird. And we do a turkey, and then we also do what's called a junk ham.
Yes.
And it's a uncured pork shoulder that this year I think was 8 pounds.
All right.
So an 8-pound bone-in, fat-on pork shoulder. And we put that on the grill and slow cook that for this year's 4.5 hours. And we coat the outside in olive oil, rosemary, salt, pepper, garlic, and then put a drip pan underneath. And we call it a junk ham because we just put anything we want in that pan, and it eventually starts steaming, and kind of all the flavors get cooked up in the pork shoulder.
Yeah.
So that we not only have turkey, but we also have what we call the junk ham.
Nice.
So that's how we get you put the pork and stuff in the sauerkraut. We just have it all separate.
Yeah. See, now I take my sauerkraut with the hot dog chunks and put that in the middle of my plate of mashed potatoes so that, I kind of have the bangers and mash, so to speak.
I'm not a sauerkraut person.
No?
So, no, my mom's a huge sauerkraut. I mean, she's half Polish and Czechoslovakian, so that's where the sauerkraut comes from.
Comes natural.
I'm not a sauerkraut fan. Never have been.
All right, let's talk about some football over the holiday weekend.
Must we?
I know a tough one for the Redskins.
The Redskins. It was a tough one over the holiday weekend for the Mountaineers as well.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that. See,
you brought up the Redskins. I'm going to bring up the Mountaineers. It's just, but then you can bring up the Terps, and it just flattens me out totally.
They played this weekend.
Yes, they actually did have a football game. Yes,
against who?
Penn State. Shockingly, the Nittany Lions got the better of the Terps, 38-3.
Oh,
and by shockingly, I mean it wasn't a shock. I was surprised the score was that low, to be honest.
That you held them down.
Yeah.
I would have expected more points, though, after the point production against Ohio State.
Maryland can't throw the ball.
Okay.
They can't. So if you stop the run, which Ohio State couldn't for some reason, and Anthony McFarland goes off for 298 yards, that doesn't happen all that often. But for some reason, Ohio State could not stop the run, and Penn State could. So it was a long Saturday afternoon to watch the Terps. But It's basketball season in College Park now, and the number 24 Maryland Terrapins. Let me throw that out there.
Yes. Very, very congratulations. Very good.
Thank you.
Which I'm waiting for you to throw me the other. The fact that the Mountaineers are not in the top 25 after
They're not even receiving votes anymore.
After starting it.
They're not even receiving votes anymore after starting number 13.
That's what I was trying to get out. You kept interrupting me.
I felt like I should just put that jab in there.
But again, by the end of the year, they'll be right back up there around number 13.
No, not a chance.
Not a chance?
No.
Come on, they're playing in the Big 12, one of the toughest basketball conferences in America. They'll be better than a middle-of-the-road Big 12 team, which will put them in the top 13.
No.
Look at the football team. They're ending up right back about where they started, right? Beginning of the year, where were they? 13, 14,
Do you
15?
know how many?
And now they're number 15 after the loss against Oklahoma. So they're ending up right back where they started. And I look at the Mountaineer basketball team to do the same.
How do you look at this Mountaineer basketball team and see 3-2 right now and have hope?
Because
most
they're
teams
young and growing.
But most teams, if they're struggling this much, this early in the season, you're not looking forward to the conference schedule. You're the opposite way right now. You're going, man, I can't wait for the conference schedule.
I'm not saying I can't wait. They've got some work to do before they get there. You could wait till what,
February, March, April for them to start conference schedule?
Well, I mean, March is when it gets fun and exciting, but January and February definitely. A little later on here in December. We still have at least a week to go before I'll start getting more interested in basketball. But part of that is because college football is now dwindling away. What do you want to watch this weekend? You want to watch your Terps play basketball on Saturday, or do you want to watch the SEC championship game or the Big Ten championship game or the Pac-12 championship game or the Big 12 championship game or the ACC championship game? It's college football championship weekend. And then, hold on. Over here on the other channels, we'll put on a little bit of college basketball.
Well, considering Maryland's next two games are against number 4 Virginia and right now number 24 Purdue, or number 20... They moved up because Maryland's 24 now. Purdue was 24 last week. So still a top 25 Purdue team and a number 4. Those are Maryland's next two games. That's pretty good. That's pretty good college basketball.
It is. But you want that over the college football championship weekend?
Maybe not over, but willing to switch back and forth.
So let's.
And I think, honestly, if Maryland's playing those caliber games, I think I'm watching the entire Maryland game and flipping back to the SEC. If West Virginia is playing Duke or playing Gonzaga, which I got to give my congratulations to Gonzaga because when was it last week we were talking about it?
You weren't going to give them any
credit. Saying, I don't know how people can keep giving Gonzaga the credit they're giving them. They don't play, and I went down the schedule.
Yes.
It was not a strong schedule at all. And they came out and put a whooping on the Blue. Or not a whooping. They beat Duke.
They beat Duke, yeah. So, 5 points, 89-84, somewhere in there?
I was wrong. Apparently Gonzaga is actually a pretty good team from what they've shown this year. But no, so you're telling me if the Mountaineers were still where they were at number 13, or even where they are now, and they're playing a top 25 team, you're not watching that and flipping back to watching the SEC championship or the big whatever championship, the Pac-12 championship, whatever you want to watch? Yeah. You're watching the SEC championship over if WVU's playing Duke or WVU's playing Kansas.
More than likely, I'm watching more football than basketball. I'm with you.
I just find that hard to believe.
So the commercial comes in the SEC, and I'll flip over and go, okay, there's the score. I'll watch a few minutes and then go, oh, wait, the football game's probably back on, and go back.
I don't believe you.
If they played that game on the 8th, a week later, now I'm definitely watching.
No, because you're watching the Army-Navy game.
Well, yeah, I'd like to watch that, too. That's a good game. So you got to wait. But that's what I'm saying.
I find it hard to believe that if you, being the Mountaineer fan you are, and having no affiliation to any of the conference champions, or the teams playing in the conference championship game,
still got to watch.
I find it hard to believe that if the Mountaineers are playing a high quality. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to watch the Terps if they're playing the Coppin State,
right,
or something like that. But with I think it depends on the caliber of the game, and I find it hard to believe that you're going to tell me if the Mountaineers are playing a top 25 competitive basketball team this Saturday, that wouldn't be your number one click, and then you're going back and forth to all the other championship games.
No.
No. I mean, there's nowhere to test this, but I'm not buying it. I am not buying what you're selling right now.
Come on, I'm telling you.
You can tell me all you want.
Right now, I'm in a football mindset, and it's championship weekend.
Football's annoying you. How are you in a football mindset?
Because it's college football. The NFL is what's annoying me. There are other things annoying me right now about other football things.
Other entities. Yeah.
Let's not go there, as I'll hit a little music, and we'll jump into our first break. When we come back, we'll talk some high school football. Let's look back to the semifinals that were held on Black Friday. Yeah, an afternoon of, a morning of shopping, then an afternoon of high school football.
It was a Black Friday in high school football.
We'll let you explain. Coming up next on Miller Time.
One of the most glorious times of the year is upon us, the holiday season. And it all starts with Thanksgiving. It's the season when our hearts become a little kinder. Our days are filled with thoughts of family and friends. Time to reflect on the joys we have every day. Panhandle Printing and Design would like to take this time to thank you, our customers, for making this past year one of the best we've ever had. Panhandle Printing and Design will be closed this Thanksgiving weekend so that our employees can spend this festive time with their loved ones. So enjoy the holiday, and may you and yours have the happiest Thanksgiving ever. And remember to be safe this holiday season so you can enjoy many more. That's the wish to all of you, from all of us. Happy Thanksgiving from Panhandle Printing and Design, 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400 or find them online.
I'm Mark Istook with the NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. With under 2 minutes left in regulation, Russell Wilson connected with Tyler Lockett deep in Carolina territory, and Sebastian Janikowski hit the game-winning field goal to send the Seahawks past the Panthers 30-27. The Patriots survived a slow start, eventually topping the Jets 27-13. Philadelphia remained in the NFC East hunt with a win over the G-Men. Tampa topped San Francisco. Buffalo beat Jacksonville. Cleveland cruised past Cincinnati. And Baltimore, behind Lamar Jackson, buried Oakland. In the afternoon games, the Chargers charged past the Cardinals. Late-game heroics from Andrew Luck and Adam Vinatieri completed the Colts' comeback over the Dolphins, and Denver's defense denied the Steelers at the goal line to hang on for the win. In the nightcap, the Vikings kept pace with the Bears in the NFC North by beating the Packers. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Holiday Inn Express wants to let you in on a little secret. You can now get at least 25% off at holidayinexpress.com during our cyber sale. We'll even throw in free breakfast. Just kidding. Breakfast is always included in your stay at Holiday Inn Express. Book now and save at holidayinexpress.com. Terms apply.
With this job, having two hands won't cut it, which is why I thank the stars I have a third, Grainger. When my two hands are full, I fully rely on Grainger. They're America's #1 source for industrial-grade supplies. So, whether I'm fixing a furnace or fastening a faucet, Grainger hands me what I need when I need it, which makes me a pretty lucky guy. Because when it comes to needing an extra hand, Grainger's got your back. Call or click Grainger.com to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Up next, more Miller Time.
You've waited all year for Black Friday deals.
Black Friday deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg means great deals all over the lot. Like 2018 Ram Crew Cab Diesel with $10,500 off, or a 2018 Jeep Compass Sport for $19,855. How about a 2018 Jeep Renegade with $4,750 in rebates? Get over $6,000 off a 2018 Challenger SXT or $8,000 off a 2018 Charger. Get great deals like these and more with the Black Friday deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Stock numbers 18527 and 18133. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details. little Eddie Murphy bringing us back into Miller Time. Matt and Matt with you till 6 o'clock this evening. Russell Goodacre in the house as well. We'll go ahead and pop his mic open, welcome him to be a part of the remainder of the program. He sat so patiently through that first part. I know he wanted to chime in.
Yeah, I know he did too, but he sat paid. Good job, Russ.
Come on now. Like, really? I wanted to speak, but it's okay. I mean, it's your show. I'm a guest.
You're along for the ride?
I guess I'm riding, third wheel in the back, just doing what I do.
Russ, you're never a third wheel.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, where are we going now? We said we would go to some high school football as we look back to the semifinal matchups. You mentioned going in, it certainly was a Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, known as such for all of these shoppers that help to put businesses in the black as opposed to the red this time of the year, but it was a Black Friday for a different reason.
Yeah, it was a Bulldog Black Friday, because in Black Dogs, isn't that what everything is named after for Martinsburg?
The black gun offense, the black dog defense,
yes,
the black uniforms head to toe.
Which they were wearing on Friday.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was a Bulldog Black Friday, if you will, and Martinsburg's going back to the state championship for the third consecutive season, and yet again, it's Spring Valley. I think that sets a precedent for what this state is.
Well, ironically enough, I was looking at it earlier today. It was part of our Miller Time commentary from this morning. AAA football in the state of West Virginia was formed in 1958. Since that time, 5 teams have gone to a AAA state championship game 3 times in a row. Martinsburg was the first to go 4 in a row, winning all 4 in 2010, 11, 12, and 13. And now they become the first team to get back again as they go for a 3rd straight year for a 2nd time. And Spring Valley now becomes the 6th team to be able to get to that title game 3 years in a row. Charleston High School, no longer in existence, as there are multiple schools in the Charleston area. They did it first and won all 3. The other schools won 2 out of 3. As we mentioned, Martinsburg won 4 in a row, and the Dogs have won 2 straight heading into this one. So Spring Valley's trying not to be the Buffalo Bills. Remember the Bills?
But again, what does everybody say about the Bills? While it sucks they couldn't win one, it's pretty darn impressive they made it to 4 straight.
4 in a row. Yeah, it's unheard of.
It's got to be heartbreaking, though, at the same time to lose 4 straight.
It is. Oh, I can only imagine. To get there 4 times and not win it. And for Spring Valley, that's what they have to feel like. It was their first title game 2 years ago. So, taking everything in, facing a team that had been there and done it before. And Martinsburg won, I believe, 49-7 was the final in that one. I know I have my notes right in front of me. And then last year, Spring Valley had the lead at the half. It was 16-14. The final score ended up 44-16 as Martinsburg came out and really dominated that second half. So this team, with a lot of players back for Spring Valley, is looking forward to this matchup.
And you have 2 teams that are going to go about things a little bit differently.
A little bit.
While they do have similarities, Spring Valley has 3 or 4 300-pound linemen that are major Division I recruits. So they're going to try to overpower you on the lines and really control the clock and go at you. While you have Martinsburg, who would like to do that and has shown they can do that throughout the year, especially with Dwayne Grantham back. But Martinsburg's also got the speed. And while we've seen Spring Valley this year, and the one you and I are most familiar with was the game they had against AA Point Pleasant back in, week 8?
Yeah, it was late in the year.
It was week 7, week 8, somewhere in there. It was one of the games that got pushed to Saturday because of the rain. There was only a half dozen of those this year. But Spring Valley was down 14-13 at halftime. And came back and just absolutely torched Point Pleasant in the second.
Yes.
I mean, they put up numbers that nobody had ever seen in a half. It was ridiculous. So while they can, and we've seen them do that throughout the year, they're going to try to overpower you and push you around the field. And Martinsburg, while they can try to play that way, and they have played that way this year, that they would also like to keep the tempo up, be fast-paced, spread the ball out around, use Grant Harmon the way he likes to be used, running the football and throwing the football, be able to put other guys in and just spread the offense out a little bit, use Dwayne Grantham, use Naeem Kearney's speed So Martinsburg's a more dynamic team, but it'll be interesting to see how the size of Spring Valley really affects this Bulldog team.
All right, you talk about that size. Martinsburg head coach David Walker in our post-game conversation as he talked with Brian Potts on Friday, talked about that size as well.
Well, they got a lot of kids coming back, and we've played them the last 2 years, so we're familiar with them. They're just huge. They look like a small college team, and they've got 3 or 4 Division I kids, so it'll be a big challenge for us, and I know they'll be really excited to have another shot at us. So hopefully, we have a great week of practice and prepare well and see what happens.
Tough week to practice. Today was not a bad day at all, but as Bob Kukin has been reminding us, colder and windier weather is in the forecast as we get into tomorrow and Wednesday. Of course, the team will leave on Thursday, I believe, to be up there Friday. Maybe they leave Friday morning as there will be an opening ceremony, banquet, dinner type thing. The AA game is on Friday night, AAA on Saturday at noon, and then the Super 6 wraps up with the Single A title game Saturday night.
Who do you like before we get back to Martinsburg, who do you like out of AA and Single A? I think it's hard to go against Fairmont Senior.
Yeah, they have been
they've just dominated everybody. Yeah. They've been the Martinsburg of AA or the Spring Valley of AA.
Yeah.
Who do you like in Single A? Or do you not know anything about?
I don't know much about them. I would say it's probably a pick 'em with these final 2 teams. That either team, whoever comes out and does not make mistakes, will be the one to maybe get that win, which could very well be true in this AAA game. The team that makes the fewer mistakes, that's able to go out and execute, is the team that, will have the opportunity to get it done.
Are you surprised how the margin of victory that Spring Valley has had this year in the playoffs compared to the margin of victory we saw from Martinsburg in the regular season moving into the playoffs? I'm not going out there saying that Martinsburg's down, they're not playing well. They're playing extremely good football. But looking at the point differential, I think Spring Valley in these playoff games is winning by a few more points than they did in the regular season, and Martinsburg may be winning by a few less.
Yeah, I don't know that it means
a whole lot.
Mean a
whole heck of a lot,
to be honest. I think what it means is this. Throughout the course of the season, a lot of folks, including us a little bit here on this show, talked about Martinsburg and Spring Valley seem to be the 2 teams that had elevated themselves above everyone else. And I think that's demonstrated by these semifinal scores. These are supposed to be tight, close, hard-fought ball games, right? 42-14 Martinsburg over Musselman, 56-14 Spring Valley over Capital. That was the 1-4 and the 2-3 matchup.
Yeah.
So I think it just demonstrated that you had 2 teams that were kind of at the top. Everybody else was battling for that spot right underneath of them, and now these 2 teams are ready to go at it for a 3rd straight year.
Would you call this like a trilogy of like the Cavaliers and Warriors in the NBA the last couple of years?
Wow. I don't know if I want to make any kind of comparisons. It is a trilogy. It is the 3rd opportunity, and one that I know the Martinsburg players are looking forward to. Again, after the game on Friday, Brian caught up with Dwayne Grantham and Grant Harmon. Let's start with Dwayne.
I mean, it's very great going back to Willing for my 3rd. This is going to be my 3rd year. It's great bonding with my family, my team, and it's just great. We came out here, did what we were supposed to do, executed on both sides of the ball, and now we're back to where we really belong.
And now Grant Harmon.
Yeah, we came out here today, did what we were supposed to do, beat a great Musselman team. I mean, we've battled hard all year. We've come a long way. We've had people doubting us in the beginning from the start. We lost a lot of players last year. We've had players step up that honestly people didn't think were going to be able to step up, and I couldn't be proud of the team that we have right now. Just the players and the heart that we have, and to be able to go down to Wheeling and get that 3rd straight ring, it's just something special.
So a couple of Martinsburg key players, senior players, leaders on this team, really looking forward to this one. And Grant Harmon kind of hits the nail on the head. Martinsburg lost a lot last year. Spring Valley didn't lose as much. Now, they lost a couple really good, talented players, including one or maybe even both that went to Marshall, Division I prospects. So I'm not saying that they're the same team coming in, but they clearly have more returning players than Martinsburg. So for a lot of people, maybe a little more surprised at what Martinsburg has done than Spring Valley.
Real quick, I know we only have about 30 seconds left. Does that mean you think that Spring Valley can take a little bit more out of the last couple years than Martinsburg can, or do you think it's the other way around? Or do you think that last couple years don't really matter a whole lot?
I think for these returning players for Martinsburg, they're taking a lot out of it, and part of what they're taking out of it is that maybe some folks don't think they have what it's going to take to get it done again. We'll find out on Saturday with the kickoff at 12 noon. Stay tuned. More Miller Time coming up.
News update. It's not the kind of message you want to receive in the holiday season, that you're losing your job. That's what thousands of General Motors employees are finding out. CBS News business reporter Jason Brooks.
GM is cutting thousands of jobs, closing factories, and trimming the number of models it makes. 14,700 jobs are going away, including 15% of its white-collar workforce, some of whom had already been offered buyouts. Production is being halted in several factories.
The number one U.S. automaker plans to stop small car production at its Lordstown, Ohio assembly plant and consider closing it for good. That did not go over well with President Trump, who called company president Mary Barra.
I was very tough. I spoke with her when I heard they were closing. And I said, you know, this country's done a lot for General Motors. You better get back in there soon. That's Ohio.
Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown called GM's announcement corporate greed at its worst. CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Now, with your local forecast, weatherman Bob Kukin.
Clouds yet this evening, any scattered sprinkles or showers ending, and we've got some partial cloudiness in the late night forecast as temperatures drop back into the 30s. The early morning low right near the freezing mark, and breezes putting the wind chill factor in the 20s. That'll be with us much of Tuesday. Daytime high only near 40 degrees with mostly sunny skies, but still a gusty breeze out of the west. I'm Bob Kukin, Talk Radio WRNR.
L.A. Roberts is Berkeley County's oldest jeweler, where every season is new and exciting. In fact, new is old school to us, and though it's nothing new, our old traditions like exceptional service, quality, and value maintain L.A. Roberts Jewelers as the old master among so many new kids on the block. Whether you're a newcomer or part of the old guard, entrust all your fine jewelry needs to L.A. Roberts, Old World Jewelers for a new age, in historic downtown Martinsburg.
EPTA invites you to take advantage of their rider programs, the $5 all-day pass, the monthly pass, and the Get a Job, Get a Ride program. Visit EPTAWV.com for further details and come ride with us. This message brought to you by EPTA, the Eastern Panhandle Transit Authority. For schedules and rider information, visit EPTAWV.com. EPTA serves Berkeley and Jefferson counties.
Take the bus, come ride with us.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Bad news in Cincinnati. Andy Dalton, season done on the injured reserve with torn ligaments in his thumb. More news out of Jacksonville. So first, Blake Bortles no longer the quarterback. He's been benched. Cody Kessler will get the start, and all reports are that he is expected to start the final 5 games of the 2018 campaign. Offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett has been fired, and left guard Andrew Norwell has been placed on the injured reserve. More IR. Jack Doyle has a kidney injury. He's done for the season. Marvin Jones also done with a knee injury in Detroit. Pacers and Jazz, 9 o'clock Eastern, 10:30 Magic at the Warriors. AP Top 25 in college hoops. Gonzaga now number 1, leapfrogging Kansas and Duke after beating Duke. They're 1, Kansas 2, Duke is 3. I'm Keith Irizarry, and this is NBC Sports Radio.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com. Are you looking for a full-service web design company right here in the Eastern Panhandle? Then look no further than Pro Design LLC, specializing in web design and development, web hosting, and application development. Pro Design is a locally owned company serving local clients since 1997 with a reputation of quality, creativity, and personal touch. Let Pro Design build or redesign your dream website. Find them online at professionaldesign.com or phone 304-676-9940. We welcome you back into Miller Time on this Monday evening. Matt, and Russ with you as we welcome you back to the program. This portion of the show brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call Ameriprise Financial Services at 304-263-4343 or stop by their offices at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Yeah, Russell Goodacre joining us. I should have asked his permission first. I didn't. Do you go by Russ? Is that okay?
I don't care.
All right. Just wanted to make sure there, as I was shortening everything up. Matt, and Russell just seemed to...
It didn't flow.
No. Matt, and Russ. Now, that actually had that flow to it. By the way, back to our earlier argument, I got a text from Tommy who says, I'm watching my Miami Hurricanes basketball game over football.
I think we've officially figured out what our poll question is going to be this week. I think that's a good poll question.
The football basketball one?
If the Mountaineers are playing, and we'll have to get the wording right so people understand, but something along the lines of if the Mountaineers are playing a quality opponent, again, they're playing, who's their next opponent? Youngstown? Ryder than Youngstown State.
The Bronx, baby. The Ryder Bronx.
Yeah. So if WVU is playing a quality opponent, not even a top 25, but if they're playing a Big 12 opponent.
Well, but you may as well say it. Let's call it a top 25 opponent.
A top 25 opponent.
Sure.
Or you can watch the SEC or any conference championship game this week.
That doesn't involve the Mountaineers. So
Correct.
you're not. So are you choosing Mountaineer loyalties in basketball, or are you more connected to college football? I'm saying.
And again, it's at this time of year.
At this given moment, I'm still more connected.
There's a little bit of a preview for those listening. Make sure you check our Facebook page. Tonight we'll put that up. And again, feel free to leave comments. We like to be able to read comments on air from loyal listeners.
Hey, let's hit the music. It's the bottom of the hour. You know what that means. Not yesterday, not today, but tomorrow's date in sports history, taking us all the way back to 1870. Yeah, November 27th, 1870, the New York Times dubs baseball as the national game.
I like that.
And it has stuck,
Well, at
right?
that point, what other games were there? Basketball hadn't been invented yet.
Cricket.
Football, I mean, that's not... Did cricket make it to
I think it did.
America?
Well, a little bit, but not. Probably like soccer back in the day, you know.
So, yes, I agree with that, but how much competition did it have at that point in time?
Wow.
I mean, maybe golf.
I love
Just crack on baseball, why don't you, Mr. Cubby over there?
Go on.
1941, Joe DiMaggio playing that national game, named the AL MVP.
It's a late MVP announcement.
Let's go to 1943. I'll take you north of the border in the 31st CFL Grey Cup. The Hamilton Flying Wildcats, love the names, knock off the Winnipeg Bombers 23-14.
Sounds like a minor league baseball team.
I was going to say, it's minor league baseball mascots.
What exactly is a flying wildcat? I've heard of flying squirrels and seen the video, of them jumping out of trees, but a flying wildcat?
No idea. Wildcat that can fly.
Which is scary. I mean, a wildcat is scary enough as it is. If you think I'm in the woods, I'm camping, I got my tent, I got my sleeping bag, and all of a sudden I got wildcats, but not only ones on the ground, but look out, they're flying through the air.
Who knows?
I don't want any of that. No, not at all. All right, tomorrow's date, 1957. NFL draft. Paul Hornung from University of Notre Dame, first pick of the Green Bay Packers.
That'd go on to be a pretty good pick, yeah.
Not bad?
No, not bad. Good GM move.
Not one of those flops at number one?
Not quite.
Now, had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had that pick back then, I'm not sure who they would have taken, but they'd have found a way to screw that one.
It's not the Kwame Brown of picks.
All right, let's roll on to 1997. Tomorrow's date, Barry Sanders becomes the NFL's second all-time leading rusher. And he probably did that against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I've never met anybody so hard on their own team than you are with the Bucs. And I'm a Redskins fan.
Have you ever watched a Barry Sanders highlight piece on YouTube?
They're all against the Bucs, I know.
Well, I mean, at least...
Or Dallas in the one playoff game.
Yeah. I was going to say 7 out of 12 of the highlights that you'll see involve the orange and red-clad Buccaneers going, I think I have him. No, I don't. Because he just...
And there he goes.
They played him twice a year. Remember, they were in that division back then, which made a ton of sense.
Detroit and Tampa?
Wait, were they really?
Yeah. Yeah, Tampa somehow was in that Central. They got to go play the Vikings and the Packers and the Lions.
It sounded like Redskins and Cardinals together that long time ago.
And, of course, a very sad event from yesterday. Matt, I'll let you, or tomorrow, I should say, tomorrow's date in sports history, and that involved the Washington Redskins.
2007, it's really a event that started today. Started earlier today, if you're looking back at the exact time frame. But tomorrow in sports history was the death of Redskins safety Sean Taylor after a home invasion that happened today in the sports history. But the up-and-coming, flourishing safety would not live to see his 30th birthday.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah. And then
absolutely.
Memorable game afterwards where Joe
I was there for that.
Yeah, so was I. Where Joe Gibbs decided that he was going to call back-to-back timeouts and give the Bills a chip shot field goal to win.
It started raining right before that last kick, too.
Yep.
Pretty eerie. And I had to walk that to the Metro afterwards. That sucked.
That's an even more eerie feeling, walking to the Metro. But, no, the Redskins that season did win 4 straight to end the season, including behind a backup quarterback in Todd Collins. Who would have thought Todd Collins would go on to win 4 straight for the Skins after Jason Campbell got hurt in a Monday night game against the Bears?
It was a Thursday night game.
Was it Thursday night? I thought it was
I was there that Thursday night game, too.
Okay, so a Thursday night game against the Bears. Thank you, Russell. My fact check guy over here.
No problem.
I had an entire year and a half of this at Shepherd. So maybe the Redskins can have a little backup quarterback magic this year and rattle off some wins. Hopefully there's no deaths involved this year, but it'd be nice to rattle off 4 straight wins.
It'll be nice to see how Colt McCoy handles this primetime game again, but having actually gotten a chance to be on the practice field.
That's what I've had so many people text me or call me or talk to me about, wow, Colt McCoy looked bad. Yes, he didn't practice with the ones. It was a short week. They had a walkthrough on Tuesday.
Right.
Not much getting accomplished during a walkthrough.
No.
He's going to have a week of practice. He's going to have film to watch on himself. That's hard to do when you're not looking at going, okay, make this adjustment. Okay, not sure if I can visualize that adjustment or not. So you have a week, and more than a week, because you have an extended week going from a Thursday to the following Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm anxious against an Eagles team that isn't very good, barely scraped by, had to come back and beat the Giants, who aren't very good. So I'm interested to see what the Skins look like. Right now, they've put themselves in a Jay Gruden spot, back around the 500 mark.
But also, it's going to be December, Monday night, on the road.
Yeah. So
sorry, I don't want to bring it into
rival.
It's something you have to bring up because the Redskins just aren't good in prime time or in December in the last couple of years.
Or clutch games when they need them.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've gotten everybody fired up,
now that we're nice and upbeat and cheery.
Let's go to a more cheery subject. The Cleveland Browns getting a big win over Cincinnati yesterday, and ironically enough, the former head coach of the Browns, Hugh Jackson.
Do you find that situation weird?
It makes no sense.
Now with the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't understand. Hugh Jackson hasn't succeeded anywhere he's been, including the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, and immediately after being released, is picked up by Cincinnati. To me, and Rob Mario had said he read something about, or was it you?
No, I saw a piece about
we were talking
Hugh Jackson be the next head coach of the Bengals.
Wouldn't that be an awful? You keep Marvin Lewis around for 95 years of doing nothing in Cincinnati, and then you hire a coach in Hugh Jackson that has proven nothing in the NFL. Oh yeah, because then it was Rob who made the statement. He would love that for his Pittsburgh Steelers,
yes,
who are in the same division. But if that's true, that's a wacky move by the ownership in Cincinnati.
Well, and clearly the Cincinnati Bengal ownership didn't listen to Baker Mayfield in the postgame because Baker kind of made it known that maybe Hugh Jackson would not be the guy. Listen to these comments. Tell me what you think. We'll get your thoughts after. This is Baker Mayfield, Browns rookie quarterback, who makes these statements. Hang on.
He said, good job, good game. Yeah, that was brief. I didn't feel like talking. Left Cleveland, goes down to Cincinnati. I don't know. It's just somebody that was in our locker room asking for us to play for him and then goes to a different team. We play twice a year. Everybody can have their spin on it, but that's how I feel. No, I mean, it's just like any rivalry game. That's just how it is now. That's how I'm going to treat it every time we play them, but it's nothing, there's no hate. That's just how it is. That's how I'm going to treat it, and I think that's how our team should treat it, too. And what it comes down to is we still have the same players. That's what I said when everything was happening. We just had to play better. You know what? You can put your own spin on it, but we have the same players. Yeah, we have people We have people that we believe in calling the plays now.
Okay, I don't have to put my own spin on it. I think you just put the spin on it. We're the same players, but now we kind of believe in the people that are giving us directions.
Go ahead.
The one thing I'll say about that is I agree with what he says at the end. Not sure it needs to be said. But, I mean, it's you look at the numbers, okay, yeah, if you believe in if there wasn't that trust or that level of commitment with Hugh Jackson, and there is now, okay, then that's not a false statement. What I will say, and I know I just got finished talking about how bad Hugh Jackson is, but in his defense, he didn't voluntarily leave Cleveland. They fired him.
Right.
So when Baker at the beginning of that says, yeah, you have a guy that wanted us to play hard for him, then he leaves and goes to a team we're playing twice a year. Okay, I think that's more him and Marvin Lewis, I'm sure, are friends. He was brought on as a special assistant with Marvin Lewis. I'm sure there's a friendship there of some sort. And the fact that they're playing twice a year, I don't think it's necessarily a jab at the players. I think it may be a jab at the ownership.
Or management.
Or management in some way, shape, or form in that regard. I don't think he took the job wanting to beat the players themselves he used to coach. I think it was a move that and again, it could have just been coincidental that it's in the AFC North. But I think if he went, because I think there's probably a friendship there with Marvin Lewis, and maybe he's mad at Brown's management and ownership. But I don't think that was a personal revenge thing and why he chose Cincinnati to play the players twice a year, which I think is what Baker Mayfield was saying there.
Right. The funniest but cringiest moment of the whole thing was, if you watched yesterday after the game, was when Hugh Jackson wanted to hug Baker Mayfield, and he was like, nah, no. Good game, just get out of here.
Yeah, as he said. Didn't want to talk.
No love lost.
All right, let's quickly. We've got about 2.5 minutes, so I'll let you divide up the time how you'd like. We've got to take a break coming up. It'll include our Mountaineer report, and then we'll close out our hour talking about a tough Mountaineer loss against Oklahoma in that final regular season game. But first, NBA tonight, Rockets at the Wizards. Again, what is this Wizards team? 7-12, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Friday night at Toronto, they missed 37 shots from beyond the arc. They shot 20% on three-pointers. But get this, they were 31 of 55 inside the arc. At what point do you go, quit shooting out here and drive to the basket?
Because you're not going to win in the NBA playing small ball. It's three. You're going to live by the three and die by the three.
Well, they died that night. Now, Saturday night, they came back out and beat New Orleans 124-114. And
with no Anthony Davis.
With no Anthony Davis. There you go.
They would have lost. I'm being honest here.
The Anthony clause there.
The Pelicans were shorthanded. But the Wizards at least played a full game. 34-23. They outscored New Orleans in that fourth quarter. That hasn't been the case for the Wizards.
Right. The last two wins they've had, they've been better in the second half. But they've been playing well the first half. They gave up still 70 points.
Yeah.
And that's like the fifth time this year they've done that in a half. It's like, come on.
The Rockets, 9-9. They've lost 2 in a row. A game tonight the Wizards at home can get from the Rockets, or?
They can win, but will they? I mean.
You don't know.
It's the Wizards. I mean, I love the death, but good Lord.
Locker room.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have time?
We'll hit it tomorrow night.
All right.
We'll hit it tomorrow. Yeah, because what's going on in the locker room has really taken an interesting turn over the weekend.
Yeah.
More on that on tomorrow's program.
Well, hopefully not what's going on inside the locker room. That'd be a little weird.
Okay, let's go to the NHL quickly. As the Washington Capitals have a 5-game winning streak, 29 points now has them atop the Metro Division. They're at New York to face the Isles tonight. Who's that Islander coach now?
Bear Trotz.
Oh, yeah, the guy
who's getting his Stanley Cup ring tonight.
Yeah, led the Capitals to the Stanley Cup championship last year. What do you see in this one?
I see a good game. I see a coach that knows a lot about what the Capitals are going to try to do and knows how Todd Reardon is going to coach. I am proud of the Capitals, though. We were talking early last week, or it may have even been 2 weeks ago by now, and I was talking about how they hadn't found that patch of consistency yet. And again, I think they heard me in some way, shape, or form. And they
watched us on WRNR TV on YouTube.
Did.
That was it.
And they've put together 5 straight wins, and I like this Capitals team right now. They have the second longest win streak in the NHL, only behind the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
What? Buffalo's cranked out 9 straight wins. Apparently, they've remembered how to skate up there in Buffalo.
But this is also the time when the Caps get really hot, too, going into December and January.
Yes,
Ovechkin scored 5 in his last, 5 games.
And they're doing this with Oshie banged up.
And Kuzi.
But Tom Wilson, has come out with a vengeance since coming back off that suspension. He's playing extremely well, which is helping.
They will drop the puck tonight at 7 in New York. That's the same tip-off in D.C. for the Wizards and the Rockets, again at 7 o'clock. Stay tuned. Our Mountaineer Report with Tony Caridi. Part of this break, then we're back for more Miller Time.
Fire off this season with Sunfire Energy Solutions. When it comes to gas, wood, and pellet fireplaces, stoves, and inserts, we've got it all. Quadrafire, Harmon, Heat and Glow, Vermont Castings, and much more. Come by and see the 3,000 square foot showroom located in downtown Martinsburg with hundreds of outdoor amenities to choose from. Are you already dreading the expected heating bill increases? We can help. Sunfire Energy Solutions is your total energy experts. Find out more on Facebook and sunfireenergysolutions.com or stop by the showroom today.
Let's see. Load the clothes in the washing machine. Add detergent. Turn on the washer. Wait, where's all this water coming from? Oh, no!
Disasters happen. Fire, water, and natural disasters. Tell your insurance provider you prefer Blue Ridge Property Restore. Blue Ridge Property Restore, getting you back from disaster faster.
She's gonna kill me.
It's going to be a busy week for the Mountaineer basketball team with 2 games on the schedule. West Virginia now 3-2 after Saturday's win. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Caridi. That story coming up on today's Mountaineer Report, brought to us by Kroger.
When you order your groceries online at Kroger.com or with the Kroger app, you can do your shopping anytime, anywhere, like the gym, the office, or your favorite comfy couch. Plus, when you visit Kroger.com, you can find hundreds of money-saving digital coupons. And whether you place your order on your phone, tablet, or computer, it's still your neighborhood Kroger. So you'll find all the fresh choices, low prices, and great deals you love. And once you've selected your coupons and finished your shopping, you choose a pickup time that fits your schedule. And relax while your order is hand-picked, just the way you like it. Then all you have to do is hop in the car and drive to the store's pickup location. And a friendly Kroger associate will load your specially picked order for you. You don't even have to get out of your vehicle. It's so convenient. Save time. Shop online today at Kroger.com.
Back to practice day for the Mountaineers after taking yesterday off. West Virginia victorious back on Saturday, knocking off Valparaiso 88-76 to advance the record to 3-2 on the season. Coming up this week, West Virginia will entertain Ryder on Wednesday night and then host Youngstown State on Saturday. Youngstown State being coached by former WVU assistant coach Jared Calhoun. Back to that Valparaiso game, it was West Virginia's front line doing the bulk of the damage, scoring 67 of West Virginia's 88 points were the trio of Issa Ahmad, Sagabah Konate, and Lamont West. Konate scores 26, 24 of those coming in the second half, and he also collected 10 rebounds. The storyline, though, was Issa Ahmad. Ahmad scores a career-high 30 points. He was 12 out of 15 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. He collected 4 rebounds. All of those were offensive, and he did that in just 29 minutes of play. Lamont West, who was coming off a career-best 27-point performance against St. John's, scored 11 points, collected 6 rebounds. But in the postgame, head coach Bob Huggins says that West continues to be slowed by a wrist injury. He had surgery on that wrist in the offseason. WVU played the entire game without 2 of its starters. West Virginia's Beetle Bolden slowed by swollen elbow, and it is unknown when he will return. And Wes Harris did not play, although he was not listed as one of the injured. Final score, Mountaineers 88, Valparaiso 76. That is today's Mountaineer Report, brought to us by Kroger, the official grocer of WVU Athletics.
Stay tuned for more Miller Time. Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
I am back in town.
There he is. Yeah, you hear the voice of Russell Goodacre as he's talking before I get his mic turned on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that was good. You're back in town. Russ is joining us as he's back from the Thanksgiving holiday break and checking in with us a little bit before headed back down to Shepherd University. I'm sure you've already been down there, but...
Well, I mean, I'm working as a GA right now there.
Yeah. So that's keeping you busy.
Real busy. Not as busy as my former co-host on the WSHU station.
Yeah. Matt, you've been extremely busy today. Keep an eye on TV10 tonight. We got some great programming.
Yeah, this is the first week, and we're doing a multi-year, throughout the day coverage of TV10. Goes from when Rob starts in the morning at 6 all the way up till noon. And then we have an hour before Miller time. We'll go live on TV10 after Miller time is done up until midnight tonight. So a gap in the middle of the day, then a gap overnight. But starting to turn into a TV station here before our very eyes.
There you go. Some great old movies, TV shows, some cartoons, our own local live programming, all kinds of great stuff, and including, I believe, a replay of the Martinsburg Musselman semifinal game, as we've been doing that throughout the course of the year. That's going to come tomorrow night because Wednesday night we'll have live Shepherd Rams women's and men's basketball on TV10.
All sorts of new fun things going on.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, speaking of something new, during the break you got a ding on your phone that said...
Bradley Beal wants out of Washington pronto was the word used.
I've been reading his name more and more in
and now I guess he's
trade talks.
He's finally here. He's hearing his name enough now that he's going, all right, I don't want to be here. You don't want me here.
Movable, though.
Yeah, you don't want me here. I don't want to be here, which...
Well, I don't know that it's as much from the things that I've read. I don't know that it's as much they don't want him to be there. He's just the one that can move.
Because John Wall's max deal doesn't kick in until next year.
Yeah.
And then Otto Porter's in a big pickle with his contract.
I was going to say, you overpaid him.
And then they're still paying Yamahini $60 million a year, and then they're paying, Dwight Howard's a player option, and
they're still paying Kwame.
Oh boy, I think Martha Webster's still getting paid though.
So yeah, I mean he's the guy. Tommy says that's fake. He said don't take the word for it that Bradley Beal wants out.
No, I'm taking it. I think he wants out.
I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm
At
right
this
there.
point, it's the Wizards. I mean, yeah.
Something's got to give at some point.
Yeah.
On one side or another, something. This will not be the Wizards team at the end of the season this year. This
I don't
Wizards
believe so
team
either.
will not make it till June. Yeah, I would be surprised if they made it 2019 with this Wizards team.
Did I not read where the Hornets are the latest to have shown some kind of interest in Bradley Beal?
I mean, I've heard the 76ers are want to be a big player too.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of that trust the process.
Well, I mean, apparently, they want Fultz dealt too, so that would be kind of a messy situation. They get Fultz.
Yeah.
Because his old shooting.
I love that DC basketball's dysfunctional again. It was too good to be true the couple of years they were making the playoffs and everything. It's back to where it should be.
You're killing that.
Dysfunction.
Probably perfect time to let you know this portion of the program brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home that has proudly served our area since 1880. We're going to have to hit this tomorrow night because we're only an hour tonight from 5 to 6. Same tomorrow. No show on Wednesday as the Mountaineers and Ryder have their pregame beginning at 5:30, and we'll have Shepherd basketball on TV10. We're back to a full 2 hours on Thursday night from 5 to 7, and an hour 45 on Friday night from 5 to 6:45 before we get into the New Jersey Devils and the Washington Capitals. So we'll hit this more tomorrow, but a really tough loss for the West Virginia Mountaineer football team on Friday night. It was an exciting game, even though it didn't go the Mountaineers.
It was a video game.
Yeah.
It was a typical late season, high-powered offense, Big 12 game, and unfortunately somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and Oklahoma did the couple things better on defense that they needed to do.
Yeah, they made more plays.
Yep, 2 defensive touchdowns, which was the difference in the game.
Absolutely. Totally the difference. 2 scooping scores. You don't see that often in a game.
No, that's from where the part of the field they were on.
Right. One of those was, 48, 49 yards.
The other was like in the 15-yard line. You're close to it.
So, mistakes. That's what it boils down to. You hear that an awful lot. That's going to do it for today's Miller Time.
You are an R.